Yeah, so we can start with the Mangalacharan prayers before starting the shloka. Om Ajnanatamidandasya
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य
Jnananjana Shalakaya
ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया
Chakshurunmilitam Yena
मिलितं येन
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha
तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
Nama Om Vishnupadaya
नमो विष्णुपादाय
Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale
कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त
Swamin iti namine
स्वामिन् इति नामिने।
Namaste Saraswate Devi
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी
निर्विशेषशून्यवादी
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च
कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानन्द
प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैता गदाधर
श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा
श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्दा
वसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे राम
हरे राम
राम राम हरे हरे
राम हरे हरे।
चलो गंगाई की कृपा से श्री गुरु I seek the prayers of all my spiritual teachers and all my guides and gurus so that may I get empowerment to speak the right words in the right time for the right purpose. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining. All of you, I'm really very grateful for to all of us, to all of you for giving your time to spend with us. So today we are going to discuss about 7 point Bhagavad Gita 7.15. I hope you are relishing all the shlokas and getting the nectar because Bhagavad Gita is treated as like uh, Shankaracharya says in his Gita Mahatmya that all the Vedas is like a cow and Krishna is like a milkman who takes the milk, and Arjuna is like a calf who is drinking the remaining nectar. So that is in the out of all the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita is like essence. So we are all every day coming together and reading that nectar and that essence of all the Vedas. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is called as Panchama Veda. That is, I'll present my screen and read the shloka. Is my screen visible? I hope.
Yes, Mataji.
So we will first recite the shloka and then read the translation, then see how it goes, the relevance. Namam dushkriti no moda
नामां दुष्कृति यो न मूढ़ा
prapadyante naradamaha
प्रबध्नन्ते नराधमः
मायायापहृत ज्ञाना
माया मायायापृतज्ञाना
आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः.
आशुरं भावम् आश्रित।
So the translation: those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Like yesterday, you might have discussed about those who surrender to Krishna, and hopefully, all of you will come under one of those categories. And here, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, those who do not surrender to him. Because Arjuna might ask, no, that we can see in Pandavas and Kauravas itself, like some surrendered to Krishna and some not. Pandavas had surrendered to Krishna, but Kauravas had surrendered to his energy. That's why Duryodhana chose Narayana Sena, but Arjuna has chosen Narayana himself. So that is the four categories which Krishna has given us. Dushkritino Mudaha. Duskritino means miscreants, means those who does acts which they like how they wanted to do. Like they don't see what exactly the scriptures say or what are the rules and regulations or how the manual is given for the humankind to behave and to act in this world, such that their leaving this world will become an art. Because we have to know how to live in this world, at the same time we have to know how to leave this world, right? So Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live in this world, the art of living. But how to live also we have to know. So they don't want to live according to the scriptures, according to the laws of God. Those are dushkritino, muda, lowest among mankind. You know, people think that lowest among mankind are those who dog eaters or chandalas, like that Bhagavatam has given. Like those who eat a dog are like dog eaters. They are like lowest among mankind. But actually, even that person who might be from the dog eaters family, still, if that person accepts bhakti, accepts the laws of God, he is greater than the person who has taken birth actually in the highest, right? So it's not about like caste where we have taken birth. Lowest among mankind is not like those who have taken birth in the lower caste or higher caste. No, it's not like that. Krishna is not telling about that. Lowest among mankind means those who doesn't want to follow the manual for mankind. They are the lowest. Those who are not able to come closer to God. Those who are not able to open their ears and heart to hear what exactly God wants to tell. Prapadyante nara adamaha. That means actually, nara adamaha means Nara means mankind, Adamaha means lowest. So these two people, like these kind of people, Dushkritino, Muda, and the other two category Krishna has told in the third line. Prapadyante Naradamaha. Prapadyante means surrender. So to those they surrender, Naradamaha. They surrender to not Krishna, but those who they wanted to surrender. Maybe their mind, or maybe their senses, or maybe some politician, or maybe whomever they want. So however they want, they will surrender to them. So, Maya apahrita jnana. Those intelligence, those whose intelligence has been stolen by illusion. You know, like where have you experienced when and all our intelligence is being stolen? Like um, for example, I can tell like sugar patient. Sugar patient, when he sees in front the like sweets, his intelligence has knowledge that I am having diabetes disease. I should not eat sweets. If I eat sweets, then it is going to disturb my health or create harm to me. But still, when our senses are overpowered that intelligence, then the sweets will taken away, that will be stolen. The desire to eat sweet, because it comes from the senses only, right? It comes from the mind and senses. So when it comes, that will stolen away the intelligence. So those whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. So there we might think like the sweets are illusion, but actually our desire is illusion, because our desire there to enjoy. But if it has to go to somewhere where we will not be where it will not be stolen by illusion. So these people, those whose intelligence or knowledge has been stolen by Maya, they will also not be able to surrender to Krishna. Asuram bhavam ashritaha. That means Asuram means it's not like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, or demons in Kali, in the Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, like that. No, they are there in our hearts also now in a minute form. Because minute Ravana is there in our heart. Minute Hiranyakashipu is there in our heart. So that person, actually it will be there in a little more higher in some people, because of their upbringing, or because of their association whom they have taken from the childhood. It also makes them how their life leads to. So those who partake of atheistic nature of demons, that means examples we can take, like those who give harm to the other living entities. um like it's not that, like, those who eat meat, they will not be able to come to bhakti. But it is that they're not able to give it up. They're not able to remove that sense enjoyment, and come as that selfishness to enjoy our senses, to selflessness, where we are giving some comfort to the other living entity. It's not only humans, it's every living entity. So they cannot come closer to Krishna, because uh, like giving harm to the other living entity is like really a grossly very disturbing, not only to the other person but for us also. It's really like, we here, like I can tell one, um, my own experience which I have felt. Like previously I used to take meat, but when I heard that, like, when I was thinking about this, that like the other living entity is going through so much harm to just to give me the sense pleasure to my tongue, that time I was feeling really very bad. Then I left it. Maybe like in eighth class itself, I have left. But after coming to Krishna consciousness, that time I was feeling like, okay, it is giving harm to the other living entity. That's why I need to give up, because I should not give harm to the other living entity. But when I come to Krishna consciousness, actually I understood that it's. I was thinking I'm so great that I stopped it because I don't want to give the other living entity no comfort. But actually, after coming to bhakti, and after reading the scriptures, after hearing seniors, I got to know that actually I have not stopped harm to the other person. I have stopped myself harming, because like if we are staying in hostel, even though we are eating in the hostel, still we will not feel that much happy. Every day, some or other complaint will be there, right? In the hostel food. But when we go home, even though our mother gives like a pickle with rice, or like with something, some food, and with a pickle also, it doesn't matter. We will eat and we will be very happy. Why? Because that we can experience every time. But why, outside, wherever you eat, there you are not only taking the food, you are taking the consciousness also. Like the other person who is cooking, what they will have in the consciousness? Will they think about your health? Will they think about your well-being? Will they think that, like, array, I'm going to serve this customer. They're so good. I have to serve them so much with so much love, so that like their health will be good. They will have a whole day energy, and they will be able to do their work so nicely, so that they will achieve something in their life. Will they think like this? Almost no, right? They will think how much I can earn with the less money putting in my business, how much I can earn more. And if sometimes, like in the home, if they are having some fight or something, that also they will bring. And sometimes if they have like loss, that also they will bring. And sometimes they might think like ingredients are like becoming, like so much costly, then they will use like the other choices where the ingredients will come for less, which is costing away our health. That also they do, right? Because we are not their family members. We are just customers for them. So all that lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, everything was there when we are eating outside. Similarly, when we are eating the other person, like other living entity, by harming that living entity, how when killing the other living entity and eating that time, how much pain it has gone through. If no one wants to cut their hand, right? If somebody is like twisting our hand itself, we'll feel like that, we'll like scream. And similarly, when the living entity is like, when they're holding that head, how much screaming they'll do. No, 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 I want to live, I want to live, please leave me, please leave me. How much pain they go through, how much angry they go through on the person whom they are like, till now I have believed you. Till now I have believed you are giving me grass. Till now I believe that you are giving me food. But you are the person who is harming me. Like that, they will be pitifully crying. That all consciousness, it may be tasty by adding masalas, but the consciousness will not go. That pain, that angry, that sorrow, that moroseness, everything going inside. That's why all over the world, this that consciousness is going on. But our mother, even though father beats her, even though she is going through so much uncomfort, even though some fights are going on, even though things are going on, but still, even though she is not eating, still she will put to the children because she has a love, and that's how we will be very healthy in home. So, like, why I'm telling this, because atheistic nature means it's not like those who eat meat, but those who doesn't want that to give up that selfishness, where the selflessness door is open, where we can enter into that, and when we can, like, because devotees go outside on the roads, they distribute Bhagavad Gita, they go to different areas to preach, they go to different places to tell about Bhagavad Gita, but people don't accept it. Why? Because their hearts are not open still, because they're thinking that if I accept this path, I will not be able to give up myself. I will not. I have to give up my selfishness, but I don't want to. I cannot. And it's not like they're wrong. It's because this atheistic nature, that little Ravana which we have in our heart, that is making. So we can see, we can observe how it is, how people are like, but if you now you are accepting Krishna consciousness, you're regularly joining these Bhagavad Gita sessions, right? So somehow or other, you might have felt like a change in your perception. Bhagavad Gita gives us, like, it changes our spectacles to see the world, how as it is. The reality we will try to see it. Similarly, like when you are now going to meet different people in different phases of your day to day life, you'll see like so many people challenging you, so many people, criticizing you, so many people will comment on you. Why are you doing this? Maybe like, if you are young, they might tell like, "Arey, you are so young and you are doing these things. Why? Not needed, not needed, so many things. But we don't we what we have to take the choice we have to take, so we have to accept Krishna. When we have the lotus feet of Krishna, then we will be very happy. But if we are in these four categories, like if we are not able to accept, then we might be like, having so many things in our life, but still we will not be able to move ahead happily. We might be going so fastly, we might be in a race, but if there is no direction, if there is no higher purpose in that, then it's just like Shramai eva hi kevalam. They're doing, but we don't know what exactly the result going to be at the end of the life. So here maybe like we can read. I think this is very big purport. Maybe we can read um, some part of it. Like actually, Prabhupada has given like how like every how the Muda is, how the Dushkriti, everything is given. Maybe like little we can see how Prabhupada is telling about the Mudas, those who are grossly foolish. They're hardworking beasts of burden, but they just want to enjoy the fruits of their labor, but they don't know how to go ahead, how to live a life in such a way that we are prepared to leave this world, and we are prepared already for the next life. That's why they don't want to accept bhakti, accept Krishna consciousness. So yes, and then another class is like Dushkriti, miscreant. They're called Naradama. Out of 84 lakhs of species, there are 4 lakh human species. Out of these, there are numerous lower forms of human life that they are mostly uncivilized. Civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political, religious life. Those who are socially and politically developed, but who have no religious principles, must be considered Naradamas. Like when we are in the state, we follow state laws, right? Similarly, when we are in the world way which is created by God, we have to accept God laws. And that's why how merciful Krishna is. He has created us, and at the same time he has given us like how to lead life also. That's why Bhagavad Gita is called as manual for mankind. We are mission, and this Bhagavad Gita is manual for this mission to use, how to utilize. So if we read this, and if we understand the purpose, and if we understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita, then we will lead our life very happily. It's not like we have to give up everything and we have to just don't take part in any things. No, we happily do many things. In bhakti how joyful it will be. We dance. In bhakti it is described as like um Chintamani Rama. That means every step. is a dance and every word is song. How wonderful it will be. But people this doesn't want to accept it. So they are called as diskriti, miscreants. Yes. Um, Actually, the Prabhupada is telling here that to pray to God when he is in difficulty is a natural instinct in every living being because he is eternally related with God, right? It's common, right? When we are in difficulty, we will call out to the God so for the help. But after the deliverance, the child forgets the difficulties of birth and forgets his deliverer also, being influenced by the Maya. It's like I think you might have heard this example in the previous classes also, like how we are like a rainwater. When it comes from the clouds, it is so pure. But when it touches, whom it touches makes that water becomes like that. If it touches to the muddy, it becomes muddy water. If it touches the ocean, it becomes salty water. If it touches the river, it uses for some other purposes. So whom we accept when it comes and when we associate, that makes our identity. But our natural identity is to relate with the God. Yeah, that's why guardians' duty is what? If you are any of your parents or your guardians, or if you are taking care of someone in your life, it is your responsibility to make them Krishna conscious, to make them understand what is the higher purpose of their life, this human form. Yes. And third is Dushkriti, called Maya Apaharta Gnana. That means those persons who are erudite knowledge has been nullified by the influence of illusory material energy. There are mostly very learned fellows, great philosophers, poets, literary, scientists, etc. But the illusory energy misguides them, and therefore they disobey the Lord, Supreme Lord. That's why they become atheist. You know why atheist doesn't want to accept God? Because they want to be God. If they have to accept God, they have to follow the God laws. But that doesn't make them because that makes them feel subordinate, right? Okay, some person is their authority and I have to follow, but they don't want to do that. That's why they don't want to accept God. They might tell like scientific reasons, this, that. For everything, scriptures have answer if they want to understand, but they don't want to understand. That's why they speak like God is not there, He doesn't have form, like that. But in Bhagavad Gita, like in Bhagavatam and in Brahma Samhita, how God looks, what God does, at what time He eats, at what time everything descriptions are there. If we are not able to see something, means it doesn't mean that that is not there, right? Like for example, I don't know how many of you have seen a place called Gaya. It is there in South Africa, but it doesn't. I have not seen. You have. Some of you might have not seen or not heard also, but it doesn't mean that the place is not there. That place is there, but we don't know. We don't have access to it, or we don't know about it. We never heard about it, or we are not accepting it. That's it. But simply that like lack of knowledge means with having the lack of knowledge, we don't accept it means it's not correct, right? Similarly, we don't know about God. That doesn't mean that we can say that there is no God. No, we can learn, and then we can say like we can understand it if there is God or not. We can experience, right? Every moment we can experience God by breathing in the form of sunlight, in the form of moonlight, everything. How the planets are being like that. If we just observe our whole day, every moment, this whole body mission is working without any other person's interference. How it is happening? Who has creating? Science cannot answer that. One thing I was asking one doctor, like I mean, I don't know. We eat food with this hand and we put into the mouth and it goes to the stomach, right? And in the stomach only it digests. But blood from where it comes? It comes from the heart. In the heart, it purifies and heart only pumps the blood to every organ. Why it happens in the heart? If the food is digesting in the stomach, then why it doesn't happen? The blood purification also happens in the stomach. Why? Maybe I don't know. I was asking my doctor uncle. He was like, it is how that is created. He was telling. So yes, this illusory energy misguides them. They think that they have answers for every question, but beyond that also there is another question. Beyond that also there is a deeper answer. For one problem there is four solutions, and it doesn't mean that one solution is the perfect and only that way is there. No, understandings also can be multiple things. Their perception is that way. That's how they are understanding the life now. But we have to see. It's not like we are illusions. We can be always illusion. Yeah. So Prabhupada is saying that even those who are speaking about Bhagavad Gita also have, this illusion, like misguided people. They misguide the people in the name of Bhagavad Gita also. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says like that there is no one equal or greater than him. He is mentioned as father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna said to be like not only the father of Brahma but also father of all species of life. He is the root of the impersonal Brahman and Paramatma, super soul in every entity in his plenary portion. He is the fountainhead of everything, and everyone is advised to surrender unto his lotus feet. Despite all these clear statements, the Maya Apahata Jnana deride the personality of Supreme Personality of Godhead and considers him merely another human being. They don't know that the blessed form of human life is designed after the eternal and transcendental feature of the Supreme Lord. God has created us in the image of Him. That is there in Bible also. God has created human beings in the image of Him. And Krishna also says that. After creating 84 lakhs of species, and like in that, all the other species, he was still not satisfied. Then he has created the human being in the same image of him, so that he thinks that like other species, they will not be able to have this intelligence to inquire to come again how go back to Godhead. But this form which I have created in the image of me, they can have intelligence so that like they will be able to inquire and they will be able to come back to me by inquiry, by understanding that they are part and parcels of me. In the name of Bhagavad Gita also, that if they misguide the people. Then Dushkriti. Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha. The last class of Dushkriti is Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha. Those who are demonic principles, those who follow. This class is openly atheistic. Some of them argue that the Supreme Lord can never descend upon this material world, but they are unable to give any tangible reasons as to why not. There are others who make him subordinate to impersonal feature, although the opposite is declared in the Gita. Envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the atheist will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. Such persons whose very principle of life is to decry the personality of Godhead cannot surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord. They think that they are God. That's how they feel. That's why they don't want to accept the authority of the God. So Sri Yamunacharya Alvandaru of South India, like he's Yamunacharya. He is Ramanujacharya's, I think, grandfather or something. That relation is there. So he said, "O my Lord, you are unknowable to persons involved with atheistic principles, despite your uncommon qualities, features, and activities, despite your personalities being confirmed by all the revealed scriptures in the quality of goodness, and despite your being acknowledged by the famous charities, renowned for their depth of knowledge in the transcendental science and situated in the godly qualities. What can they do, devotees? They are extending themselves to come out and give Krishna to everybody. But if people are not accepting, then what they will do? And I'm so grateful to all of you that you have taken out your time. You might have so many other priorities, but you have choose this priority to come and join this and learn about Krishna and learn about like the way of living. That's really a wonderful thing. I'm so grateful actually for giving your time. Wherefore, grossly foolish persons, the lowest among mankind, the deluded speculators, and the professor atheists, as mentioned above, can never surrender unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in spite of all scriptural and authoritative advice. They have already fixed it in their brains, so even scriptures, even Krishna cannot change anything, right? Yeah. And I'm so sorry. Actually, like last time, Leela Krishna Prabhuji asked one question in the group. I could not answer it. I was actually like every day thinking that I'll insist, but I'm forgetting. But and now I can answer it. Prabhuji was asking that, like, even though like Krishna, no, Krishna is the Supreme Father and wants to make his all jivas come closer to him, but still, why he is not able to help devotees? That like in when they are going through struggles or not. Actually, Krishna helps. every moment. But as we learn the knowledge, we will be able to feel his presence in every experience. Surely, without his without his sanction, nothing happens. And especially those who accept him in their life and those who want to follow him, surely he will do the best only for them. And whatever, like, the little struggles which they are going through, it is to show the sincerity. Like, he wants to show to the world that how sincere my devotee is. Like, in Srimad Bhagavatam, or everywhere you see, Krishna's devotees go through so many struggles. When I accepted Krishna consciousness in 2019, my mother told me personally that why you accepted Krishna as your God? Array, he put so many tests now. Don't accept him. You can accept some other God. Like that my mother told me so lovingly. But actually, this is there. Everyone thinks like that. And Krishna is also not straight God. That's why he stands also in Tribhanga form. Three bends are there. So what does that mean? Tribhanga form. Three bends are there. So it says that, like, our body, mind, and soul. These three things, manasa, vacha, karmanam. Our body, mind, and soul. Our words, action, and speech. So we have to our mind, words, and action. So when we offer it to Krishna, then Krishna will take care of us. Krishna himself, like, promised. Maybe in the next few chapters, in the next chapters, we will hear that Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Arjuna, you proclaim to the whole world that Name Bhaktya, Name Bhaktya Pranashyami. That I will Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. My devotee never perishes, and I will take care of my devotee. I will provide what they lack, and I will take care of what they have. I will protect what they have, and I will I will give what they lack, and I will protect what they have. Like that, he tells Krishna, Arjuna. So sometimes, like, it might look like from the view when we are in the problem, we feel that, like, what we are going through is like Krishna is not helping us, or we are going through so much struggle even after accepting Krishna, like that. But after, like, when we see from the outer perspective, or when we take guidance of the devotees, when we take guidance of seniors and understand the situation from a broader view with a scriptural vision, then our experience of that problem will be different. It doesn't mean that when accepting Krishna consciousness, our problems will go away. Mm. But we will get the strength, we will get the courage, braveness, fearlessness when the problems comes at us. My spiritual mother used to tell me that whenever problems comes in our life, we no need to go to Krishna to tell how big our problems are. We can go to problem and tell how big our Krishna is. That's how our faith will increase when we read scriptures, when we hear devotees, and when we take guidance. Physically, when we associate with devotees, when we see their life, how it is, how they are leading so wonderfully, how happy they are, even though they might have problems, but how happy they are. When we know about Prabhupada, how happy he is. At the age of 65, he could travel 14 times all over the world. So when we know about these great souls, our faith becomes more increasing more, and we will be very happy practicing Krishna consciousness. It's a very joyful process. And surrender is also very joyful. I hope this answers the question. Yes, so we can end here.